Hi, my name is Lisa Gannon. I'm the Principal OT at Bradford Council. Okay, so as Principal OT at Bradford Council, I purely look at the strategic aspect of the service delivery for occupational therapy across the district. Part of my role is to look at how the delivery is encompassed across multiple areas that we work within. We're quite a significant large team. We're 72, 73 OTs that are working within the area. So we work across and integrated into health. So what strength-based practice means to me as an occupational therapist, it's about undertaking that practice that was in the inception of OT. So it's looking at our core values, which align quite nicely across the strength-based approach. It's looking at what people do, how we analyse things, and giving people the confidence by offering solutions and approaches to give them control over their outcomes. For me, a strength-based approach is an effective way to support people to live their own versions of a satisfying life. It's fostering an emphasis on people's interests and the talents rather than a person's inability or what we label as deficits. So it allows us to consider those traits that we've labelled as deficits as kind of a person's attributes, the characteristics. It can lead to what their strengths are as well. A strength-based occupational therapy approach also invites us to see all aspects of that person in their authentic life, because I think if we try to take away those little nuances, the deficits, it actually doesn't give us the full character of that person, which is really a positive feature, and it can be a powerful way to harness that full complexity of that person. I think using the strength-based language is probably the most appropriate thing that I think needs to come in alignment with the way that we view things. So it kind of gives us a professional standing. It acknowledges that we are listening to who they are and we see them as totality and not those individual elements. When we're looking at planning strength-based strategies, we focus on the person's life and their engagement within the home and also the community. And we feel that people are competent and gratified and interested if they are engaged in their lives. Now, I threw this question out to my management team, and they utilise words like empowering, it prevents escalation, it leads to best outcomes, it's personal, it's intrinsic motivation and also extrinsic motivation. It's positive affirmation and it refocuses the person's mindset. What skills and knowledge do occupational therapists bring to strength-based practice? I think it's our tool bag. We have a tool bag that when we train, we kind of develop over time. And I think one of the core things that for us is that we're person-centred approach. We look at positive risk-taking. We analyse tasks or activities. We look at holistic assessment. So we look at things in a wider perspective to sometimes a very slim narrative view. We look at collaborative working. We work across lots of multidisciplinaries. We connect in with lots of different professionals and charity bodies that work to support people within the community. We utilise individual strengths to afford them the best outcomes. We are problem solvers. We try and offer resolutions or paths for others to consider. I think we work in kind of, I have been told, a different mindset to maybe some other professions. We do think outside the box and we're quite creative with some of the solutions we can come up with for individuals. We look at personalisation. We also are quite good at kind of teasing out information from people. So we kind of are skilled at interviewing, if you will, and getting the relevant information that we need. We're good at asking those appropriate questions in the right manner. I do think we provide tangible solutions. We have a wide knowledge within the sphere of our working environment in regards to lots of various different pieces of equipment, adaptations. We work within multiple legislations. We also link in quite significantly within Bradford with our local charities as well, and third sector organisations that support, you know, the person and their family. We've got a knowledge of physical and mental health, which can impact on somebody's functionality. We have a large resource pool, and we recognise most motivational factors which are intrinsic and extrinsic to the person to get them to utilise their skills and kind of motivate them to move forward with anything that they choose to implement. Okay, so how is the role of practice leaders within occupational therapy encouraging strength-based practice within their own and other professions? Well, we lead by example. We allow every voice to be heard, and we acknowledge that, and we make it valued. We count it. We normalise strength-based approaches, and also the assessment and engagement with anything that we do. We encourage co-production of shared solutions with people and peers across health and social care and the wider sectors. We encourage staff to continue to utilise their core skills in different medias. So we look at kind of adapting to how things are at this present time. We support individual needs, and that is of the people that we look to support within the community, and also the staff that work within the teams. We have affirmation of good practices, and we share that. We share it far and wide. We kind of sing, you know, what is working and how we can jump on board that. We engender an inclusive approach in all aspects of work, providing solutions for people and the service delivery. We take ownership of developing ourselves, the service, and interactions with everybody that we come in contact with. And we look at accessibility. We look at the accessibility to the service, to essential tools, and also the accessibility into how things we can progress them. So it's no good as offering a solution to somebody if they have no access to that. We're quite flexible as well. I think the difference that strength-based practice makes to the people and families is that it's all positive, so nothing's seen as a negative. And I think we live in a society where we kind of branch on to negativity and work from that, and I think it comes back to our core things of being human. We develop from the things that we do wrong. I think we need to turn that on its head and look at the positives, and kind of that then opens a different sphere, because people then take ownership of what they're doing, and it doesn't become a chore. So I think if you can spin something as a positive, which strength-based is, it then leads it to lead into more positive behaviours and attributes, and also engagement. So I think if you find something that's positive, it's always a good platform to build upon. And I also think you get more people joining into that, rather than seeing it as a chore. Things can become really inclusive. So I think for me, it encompasses kind of flipping things on its head in society and making things more positive. It also gives that person a sense of control, and there's nothing better than feeling positive about something that you know you may have struggled with in the past.